All right, as you heard, I'm Ed Beroset. I am here to tell you about management and why, if you are not currently a manager, why you might want to think about it anyway. So during the course of my 40 plus years in tech industry, I have been a manager, I've been an individual contributor. Actually, currently, I am an individual contributor. So the thing that I've noticed is that there is an easy, straightforward management path that you probably already know about. At some point in your career, though, whether you have it in mind or not, you are likely to be asked, hey, can you lead this team? Can you become a manager of this organization, sub-department, or whatever it happens to be? I was stupid and said yes, way prematurely. It was a dysfunctional team, which I kind of already knew in the first place. There was a person there who was very resentful that I was getting the job and not him, so it didn't start out very nicely. Could have been better. But with that, you might have thought I would say, well, to heck with this, I'm never doing that again. But I've been in and out of managerial positions throughout my career. So that brings me to point number one that you won't often hear, is that no choice you make, or very few choices you make in your career, are irreversible. So I was asked, do you have any slides? And the answer is actually, yes, I have one, but it's in your mind. So if you've gone through this little park back here, there's a slide that the kids like to go up and slide down. And if you think about the analogy, when the kids say, wee, are they doing that on the climb up the ladder? Probably not, right? It's the way down. So think about that. Think about that. Now, so the other obvious thing there is that on the way up, you're doing the thing, you're earning more money, you're gathering more responsibility. Suddenly you're a manager, you're responsible for other people. What about that way down? That doesn't sound as fun as you depict there. Okay, that's fair. But, you know, sometimes I get nostalgic for the time where I just worked on code. And so you may also decide at some point in time, enough of this. I'm tired of the responsibility, the being responsible for other people. I didn't get into this because I like to manage other people. I got into this because I like to play with code. I like to make computers go and do tricks. And that's perfectly valid. And you definitely, throughout your career, no matter what you do, pay attention to what you actually enjoy. And as we heard a clip from Kate saying exactly that. That's very solid advice. So I would say that you can make a change at any point in your career. You have to be a bit judicious as to where, pick your timing. One of the questions I've been asked before is, so when you go and into management, you often get a pay raise and a title inflation of some kind. True. What about that wee on the way down? I can tell you with an N of 1, so just my career, I've made that transition a number of times. I've never had to take a pay cut. So food for thought. It doesn't necessarily follow. And part of that is because you have more experience, you're better known in the organization, or in some cases, I just changed to a different company, a different organization. It's worth thinking about. The other thing I'll mention that's probably worth saying is that it's pretty easy to go from a managerial position to a single individual contributor position, kind of anywhere in your career. It's a little bit harder if you haven't had any management experience. If you're mid-career and you decide, hey, maybe now's the time, it's a little bit harder if you haven't any management experience. But with that said, if you're a team lead, that counts. So this isn't to convince anybody to choose the path of management and enlightenment, but it's really just an exhortation for you to think about it. It doesn't need to be forever. It's not as scary as you might think. If I can do it, I'm sure you can do it. And it has some rewards that are not always tangible. It's not just additional money, additional responsibility, but actually mentoring people and seeing them come along is really great. And if you do it right, you can hand your job off to somebody else. Thank you.